Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on Elite Academy. Largest Buddha head. Yes, ऐसा बोला जा रहा है कि ये जो डिस्कवरी हुई है जिसके बारे में हम बात करने जा रहे हैं, it would be largest head of Buddha which has been excavated in India. So let's see, wait for it. But as of now, the news articles are saying that it is the largest Buddha head, and I'm very sure that you would have come across this news, where you would have read about discovery of largest Buddha head in Odisha's Ratnagiri, 3 massive Buddha heads and a giant palm, why Archaeological Survey of India has resumed digging in Odisha's Ratnagiri, which is part of Buddhist heritage site Ratnagiri, part of the diamond triangle of Ratnagiri, Udayagiri, Lalitgiri. तो ये सारे concepts क्या हैं? We should know in detail about this because Buddhism, Jainism वैसे भी UPSC के favorite हैं, and if there is something which is in news, which is latest, then definitely as part of current affairs also we should be thorough with it. Okay, so we'll read about it in detail. So what Archaeological Survey of India has done here, they have resumed this excavation from December 2024, and it has added to the heritage of Ratnagiri a rich heritage of 1200 years old heritage, cultural heritage. तो ये हमने देखा कि this was in news because of these reasons. But before we discuss anything, I want you to solve this question. It has 3 statements which is talking about the reference of Ratnagiri and Buddhism in Odisha. So 3 statements are saying the discovery of Buddha head and votive stupas shows Ratnagiri's link with Mahayana and Vajrayana, not Hinayana. Inscriptions in Kutila Script at Ratnagiri belong to Mauryan period and are linked to Ashoka's edict. And the third one is Pushpagiri mentioned in Huansang reference to Diamond Triangle, Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri and Udayagiri linked to Pushpagiri University. So you have to tell which of these 3 statements are correct. Fine. So definitely we know that more than one are correct here. So which, if you can eliminate, then you will get your answer. So easily you can get the answer if you have awareness of one fact. And even in UPSC in real exam also, ऐसा नहीं है कि elimination has been completely eliminated. In such tricky questions where the information is new or you are not familiar with a lot of information and there can be a confusion, there UPSC is giving such elimination based options where you can easily eliminate. So you have to select the correct answer. But before I tell you the answer, we will discuss the whole story so that by the end of this discussion, when you will revisit the question, you will get the answer automatically. So let's discuss it in detail. So first of all, one understanding which we need to have is Ratnagiri, the site, Archaeological Survey of India has excavated the site in Ratnagiri. So what all have been found there? Let's have an understanding about this. At Ratnagiri, the key discoveries are largest Buddha head, which is intact and very massive, lying face down. Also, we have found stone carved parts of palms and fingers believed to be the part of large Buddha sculpture in a meditating posture. Also, the material of which it is made is condylite stone sculptures which are common in Ratnagiri, and these condylite stones are basically metamorphic rocks. There are other findings also like 3 sculpted Buddha heads of varying size, monolithic elephant, hundreds of votive stupas, stone tablets inscribed in Sanskrit and Kutila Script. So many other stone tablets have been also found. But whatever has been found, it suggests to one important fact, one important finding is that Ratnagiri was one of the major Buddhist destination attraction for the Buddhist followers in the past. And at this particular site, votive stupas have been found in large number, which represents or which signifies the influence of Vajrayana Buddhism, because वहाँ पे ritual के लिए ये practices की जाते थे. Large votive stupas, small votive stupas, कुछ decorated, कुछ plain, not decorated. So Ratnagiri site पे क्या क्या finding हुई है, that we have understood. And while I was telling you about the information, I have also mentioned about one script and one stone, because sometimes UPSC is very particular about the stones or the material which has been used and the scripts. So we have to be very careful. I will tell you, I will reiterate it again. What is the meaning of that? I will reiterate it. But आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि क्या है, किससे related है, किससे associated है. एक कुछ जनरल इंफॉर्मेशन देख लेते हैं रत्नागिरी के बारे में. द लोकेशन ऑफ दिस रत्नागिरी साइट इज बेसिकली अ हिल बिटवीन विरूपा एंड ब्राह्मणी रिवर इन ओडिशा, एंड इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज ओडिशा's मोस्ट फेमस एंड एक्सकेवेटेड बुद्धिस्ट साइट, and it is associated with Mahayana and Vajrayana, which is also known as Tantrayana Buddhism. And if we have to talk about a specific period in which it was established, that was 5th centuries by Gupta, and it flourished till 13th century. However, जो इसकी सबसे ज़्यादा growth हुई थी वो 7th से 10th century के बीच में हुई थी. So Ratnagiri is part of the diamond triangle, which I am going to talk about it later. If we talk about the diamond triangle, three sides, Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri and Udayagiri. ये तीनों ही साइड बुद्धिज्म से रिलेटेड हैं. थोड़ी थोड़ी इनकी भी डिटेल समझ लेते हैं so that we will be familiar, and I'm very sure that you would have read about these sites in your art and culture book. Okay, so let's understand about them. Diamond triangle has been mentioned by Huan Sang as Pushpagiri, likely referring to the ancient Pushpagiri university, which was as famous as Nalanda and Takshila. And the location is 100 kilometers from Bhubaneswar, and it is a popular heritage for tourism. One by one, if I talk about the other sites like Lalitgiri, then we'll find that even there are many other interesting information which we should know from the other sites as well. For example, Lalitgiri is considered the most sacred among the three sites, and from here a massive stupa has been excavated where relics of Buddha teeth were found inside a stone casket. So indeed it was very sacred, और वो stone पूरा उसमें jewelry, gold और बहुत सारी चीजें रखी हुई थी, and it is believed कि वो बुद्धा का ही relic है. So it is very sacred site. So Lalitgiri is there. However, we are not going to discuss in detail about Lalitgiri, but जो important information थी वो मैंने आपको बता दी. Udayagiri, again it is a very important site, and it features a brick stupa housing a large Buddha statue. 3 smaller Buddha statues in cells have been also found, likely representing the cardinal, directional or different forms of Buddha. तो ये हर साइट की अपनी इंपॉर्टेंस है. आज का हमारा फोकस है रत्नागिरी पे. In general, we should also know about Buddhism in Odisha. Buddhism in Odisha, we know that Ashoka, how it started in Odisha. Odisha में इतना Buddhism का जो culture है, ये sites हैं, why? Let's have understanding about that as well. So if we talk about the historical context, the first one was because of the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka. Ashoka conquered Kalinga in 261 BC, and he embraced Buddhism post Kalinga war. We all know that Kalinga war का अशोका पे क्या impact था, and after that war only he started embracing Buddhism. Second, if we talk about how Buddhism got popular in Odisha, then one very important dynasty is there which we should not miss, and it is a lesser known dynasty. The name of the dynasty is Bhaumakara dynasty, which flourished from 8th to 10th century AD, and they patronized Buddhism, especially the Vajrayana and Tantra era tradition. During their tenure, during their rule, Buddhism was patronized and it was promoted, and in fact it is believed that it was during their tenure itself when these sites, Ratnagiri, Lalitgiri and Udayagiri sites, they were flourishing at that time. And not only these sites, it is also said that during this time period only we had a strong relationship with the Southeast Asian countries as well, and that is how Kalinga was having impact on the Southeast Asia through Buddhism as well. And the links are said to be even ancient, not only of this period of 8th to 10th century, but they are considered very ancient as well because of the trade route was there. Pepper, cinnamon, cardamom, silk, even gold and jewelry were traded between Kalinga and Southeast Asia. So that's how the trade relationship was there, and because of that historical prevalence of the trade, we can also see that how Buddhism influenced Southeast Asia from Odisha. In fact, there is a very important festival which is also known as Bali Yatra. Bali Yatra is the voyage to Bali, which is celebrated in Odisha to celebrate this historical linkage between Odisha and Southeast Asian countries. So this Bali Yatra festival is annual 7-day festival celebrating 2000-year-old maritime ties. However, the trade links were with Bali, Java, Sumatra, Borneo, Burma and Sri Lanka at that point of time. So Buddhism in Odisha is quite old. It has its own historical linkages. Now if we revisit our question, then the discovery of Buddha head in votive stupas shows Ratnagiri link with Mahayana and Vajrayana, not Hinayana. True that. Inscription in Kutila Script and Ratnagiri belong to Mauryan period and are linked to Ashoka edicts? No, at that time it was Brahmi script, not Kutila Script. It was much later of 8th century, and we know that it has been found in Ratnagiri. Pushpagiri mentioned in Huan Sang refers to diamond triangle. Lalitgiri, Ratnagiri linked to Pushpagiri University. Yes, that is also correct. So statement 1 and 3 are correct. The answer is A, right? So whenever you are taking any information, be it current affairs or static, this is how you should first solve, and you should understand that what kind of question can be asked by UPSC. If you will get this question without reading the current affairs, if you would have seen this question inside the examination hall, ये bouncer होता है आपके लिए, फिर आपको लगता है कहाँ से UPSC questions frame करता है, right? So be always prepared, be thorough with what kind of questions can be asked and how we should be ready accordingly. Now I also want to reiterate that today we have read about diamond triangle, Vajrayana Buddhism, Kutila Script, and Kondalite stone and votive stupas. These are some words, these are few words which we generally don't read in our NCERTs or standard books. So if we have got this from this particular news, we should be thorough about it. I want to give a special attention to Kutila Script. About this Kondalite I have also already told that it is a metamorphic rock. Votive stupas छोटे फॉर्म में होते हैं और एक स्पेशल रिचुअल के पर्पस से किए जाते हैं. डायमंड ट्रायंगल वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड. वज्रयाना बुद्धिज्म, तांत्रिक बुद्धिज्म, इसका इवोल्यूशन पढ़ लीजिएगा. इंपॉर्टेंट पर्सनैलिटीज, दिस इज योर होमवर्क. इंपॉर्टेंट पर्सनैलिटीज रिलेटेड टू वज्रयाना बुद्धिज्म, दिस इज योर होमवर्क. ओके, एंड लेट मी नो इन द कॉमेंट सेक्शन. नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस कुटिला स्क्रिप्ट विच इज ऑल्सो नोन एज सिद्धा मातृका, इसके बारे में थोड़ी सी डिटेल देख लेते हैं. कुटिला स्क्रिप्ट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज रंजना स्क्रिप्ट एंड इज वन ऑफ मेनी अल्फाबेट्स derived from Brahmi script. Kutila script got its mature form during somewhere around 7th century AD, and thus we have seen the evolution of script from early Brahmin to late Brahmi. राइट. सो दिस कुटिला स्क्रिप्ट की अगर हम बात करें तो इसके जो रूट्स हैं वो ब्राह्मी स्क्रिप्ट से आते हैं. देवनागरी से भी इसकी इंस्क्रिप्शन. तो ये कुछ कॉमन आप जब भी कुटिला स्क्रिप्ट के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, रंजना स्क्रिप्ट और कुटिला स्क्रिप्ट आर द सेम एंड दे आर एसोसिएटेड विद द ब्राह्मी स्क्रिप्ट और देवनागरी. तो वहाँ से कुछ चीज़ें ज़्यादातर चीज़ें वहाँ से डिराइव होती हैं. दैट्स हाउ दिस कुटिला स्क्रिप्ट केम इनटू पिक्चर एंड इट वाज फ्लरिशिंग इन 7th and 8th century. एक आप जब व्हेन यू विल सर्च यू विल आल्सो फाइंड अबाउट कुटिला स्क्रिप्ट बरेली. सो वो वहाँ पे फ्लरिश कर रही थी. तो इस तरीके से कुटिला स्क्रिप्ट के बारे में कुटिल हिंदी में कुटिल लिपि, कुटिल स्क्रिप्ट बोलते हैं. So this is all about Ratnagiri site which has been excavated by ASI, and when you are preparing, prepare in this depth. All kind of questions, all kind of information you should be thorough with, and this is how you should prepare all your current affairs. And still we have time. We are in the month of March and you are struggling with current affairs. Still we have time. You are most welcome to join our current affairs classes where we are working on the current affairs in the very interesting manner, in the similar manner where we take the questions and we learn it that way. The most important current affairs of 1.5 years has been covered, and make best use of it and revise very well. See you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.